Without real customer engagement, the best laid strategies and tactics are doomed to fail. The primary goal of any average marketing campaign is to attract and maintain customers within a target market and to get them to actively engage with the brand or its products. The best way to achieve this is to provide a fun, unique, and addictive experience where people naturally want to keep coming back for more. But this is no easy task. How can companies hope to effectively gain people's attention, let alone maintain it, in a world saturated with brands and competitor campaigns? The answer may just lie in a little thing called gamification. The global gamification market is one of the fastest growing industries, set to grow from $1.6 billion in 2015 to $11.10 billion by 2020. But despite extensive research into the positive effects gamification has on both learning and motivation, we have only begun to scratch the surface of its capabilities, with just a handful of brands currently latching onto this goldmine and even fewer knowing how to do it successfully. So, what is gamification? Gamification is the use of individual game elements to motivate and engage respondents. It is the breaking up of a game into its fundamental components, such as avatars, chance, points, rewards, story, competition, and cooperation. Essentially, it is the craft of deriving all the fun and addicting elements found in games and applying them to real-world activities to drive behaviors and produce desired outcomes. It is important to remember that there is a key distinction between gamification and actual games. Where a game is all-encompassing with visual setting and extensive gameplay, gamification is merely elements of a game. It is the science behind what makes games so enthralling and using this knowledge to create key formulas for motivation. In marketing, it is using game-based mechanics, aesthetics, and game thinking to engage customers, motivate action, encourage brand learning, and generate desired associations in a non-game environment. Within the marketing industry, studies on game mechanics and behavioral psychology have become prolific. However, few people understand how to merge the two fields into experience designs that reliably increase business metrics and generate a return on investment. Well, what does effective gamification need, and how does it work? The three most essential pillars for driving motivation are achievement, competition, and fun. In gamification, achievement is created through the use of elements such as progress bars, badges, and high scores. What this does is create an environment for intrinsic reinforcement to come into play. Intrinsic motivation is a reward-driven behavior that comes from within an individual. It is where one continues a behavior because they find it personally rewarding. Every time you challenge yourself to something and achieve it, the brain releases dopamine, the chemical that makes you feel good. Ian Robertson coined the term the winner's effect, which found that the more times you release dopamine in this way, the higher the dosage becomes. Meaning, the more you achieve, the more you want to achieve, and the more engrossed you will become in a task. The element of competition is created through the incorporation of opponents and leaderboards. Humans are naturally social. We are more inclined to do something if other people are already doing it. But what really inspires us is doing it better. This works in the same way as the winner's effect mentioned previously, only it has been proven that the level of satisfaction a person receives from completing a goal is intensified when they beat someone else at it. Think Candy Crush. In terms of gameplay, there is not a lot of difference between it and Bejeweled. But what set Candy Crush apart and skyrocketed it to success was the fact that you could see what level your friends were on. Suddenly, the players were not just intrinsically motivated by the need to achieve, but extrinsically motivated by the social stigma of falling behind. The simple inclusion of competition assisted in generating an average of 93 million daily users for the app in 2004. For obvious reasons, if you want someone to actively participate in something, it needs to be fun. Fun can be created through exciting stories or characters, but most importantly, fun is created through challenge. If something is too easy to do, it automatically becomes boring. But alternatively, if something is too hard, the desire dwindles. The secret to good gamification is to include a task that strikes the right balance between ease and challenge. This requires something that is easy to learn, but not easy to do. The other important aspect of fun comes from unpredictability or chance. If rewards become predictable, interest lessens and fun lowers. Behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner is famous for his work on operant conditioning. He put mice in a box that gave them a pellet of food when they pressed a lever. But when Skinner altered the box so that pellets came out on random presses, the mice pressed the lever more often. This is known as variable ratio enforcement, and when used correctly, it has the power to make people obsess over a desired behavior. In fact, this is the basic principle that is still used in poker machines today. Why should businesses be using gamification? Strategic customer relationship management is focused upon the development of a customer-centric business culture dedicated to winning and keeping customers by creating and delivering value better than competitors. The principal objective of CRM is to manage customer relationships so as to maximize their lifetime value for the organization. This means applying the right strategic, analytical, and operational tools to effectively build and maintain customer relationships. These days, the relationship between brand and consumer is no longer one way. The removal of barriers and the spread of information has created a radically different landscape for marketers to work within. Web 2.0 and 3.0 marketing techniques demand additional approaches. Savvy brands explore the landscape that social media and global networks create and push the boundaries of innovation. Technology has created more informed, more connected customers who are no longer loyal to a brand, but to an experience across channels. The key to successful customer relationship management is to create a uniquely personal, ongoing experience that not only connects users to the brand, but to each other. Customers don't want to passively receive branded messages. They want to actively contribute to the company culture, and gamification is a technique that can aid in this. Gamified approaches to marketing provide opportunity to make interaction fun and rewarding, thus building loyalty. They provide a reason for customers to participate and engage with the brand, and platforms for customers to share their experiences. At the very least, gamification provides opportunity for marketers to acquire data about users and employ personalized marketing strategies. So, let's take a look at some successful examples of gamification. In 2006, Nike developed an app called Nike Plus, which when combined with their signature Fuel Band, tracks running distance, speed, and time. Nike Fuel Band utilizes the core gamification drive of achievement by showing users daily feedback on how close they are to achieving daily goals. Not only this, but it incorporates competition by allowing you to challenge your friends and other Nike users to try and run the furthest distance. There are leaderboards, and if you are one of the top runners, your profile is displayed for bragging rights. Nike Plus has become a community of people who all enjoy running and want to push each other to keep improving and live a healthy lifestyle. It gives users an ongoing, highly personalized relationship with the company that masterfully aligns fitness with the brand. Coca-Cola is a brand that really innovates the marketing space by giving interactive and memorable experiences associated with the brand. In China, they released a highly successful participatory commercial, which allowed users to shake their phones at the screen to catch bottle caps to earn mobile games, discounts, and sweepstake entries. Viewers simply had to launch the Coca-Cola Choc app and fling it at the commercial as it aired each night at 10 p.m. The video was also played in theaters, outdoor spaces, and YouTube, which essentially allowed anyone to choc as much as they wanted. What this simple incorporation of gamification did was introduce the elements of fun and suspense to an otherwise mundane advertisement. This approach utilized the elements of chance and reward, perfectly delving into concepts of variable ratio enforcement and operant conditioning, which we discussed earlier. By simply incorporating the combined elements of achievement, competition, and fun, businesses can maximize their marketing potential and achieve unparalleled levels of customer engagement. If you are not gamifying your business, you are already falling behind.